The primary runoff has finally arrived. This is Tuesday, May 26, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for making the Texas Minute part of your Tuesday. A title company in Tyler has exposed the federal government spying on home buyers. More on that story coming up. Texas Republicans are heading to the polls today for primary runoff elections featuring blockbuster contests for the U.S. Senate and Attorney General, among others. The marquee race pits four-term incumbent U.S. Senator John Cornyn against Attorney General Ken Paxton in what has become a referendum on Texas GOP politics. Cornyn narrowly led Paxton in the March primary 42-40 after U.S. Representative Wesley Hunt's split the vote and forced a runoff. President Donald Trump endorsed Paxton last week, just one day after early voting began. Now, seeking to replace Paxton as the Attorney General, State Senator Mays Middleton of Galveston faces U.S. Representative Chip Roy of Austin. Middleton finished first in the March primary with 39% compared to Roy's 32%. The contest has been focused on who's more conservative and more loyal to the MAGA agenda. Incumbent Railroad Commissioner Jim Wright faces challenger Beau French in a race that has attracted significant donor money, with Wright receiving $500,000 from the casino lobby, while French has been heavily backed by conservative PACs. The statewide runoff ballot also features two candidates seeking an open seat on Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. Allison Fox is a staff attorney for the court, and she led the March primary with 31.3% of the vote. Thomas Smith is an assistant attorney general in Ken Paxton's office. He finished close behind with 30.7%. The polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Go vote. The Regents of the Texas A&M University system approved hundreds of tenure applications last week without public discussion as part of their quarterly meeting. A review by Texas Scorecard found that there were at least a dozen tenure applicants with backgrounds in far-left activism, ranging from critical race theory and LGBT ideology to environmental extremism. The system vice chancellor for academic affairs testified to the Regents that the applications were subject to, quote, a rather rigorous review process that is multi-layered at the campus level and then further reviewed at the system level. But that doesn't explain Chadrick James Galloway of A&M's Race and Ethnic Studies Institute. He lists his specializations as Black feminist theory, critical race theory, blackness, anti-blackness, Black geography, and critical race discourse analysis. Yes, he was among those granted tenure, as was Christopher Owens, an assistant professor of health behavior who studies, quote, LGBTQ adolescent and young adult sexual health. Black geography? LGBTQ adolescents? That doesn't strike me as overly rigorous. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Do you feel increasingly isolated? Like the world has gone insane and you are part of one small, clear-headed remnant? Let me be the first to tell you, you're not alone. I'm Sarah Gonzalez, and on my new show, Come and Take It, I'm going to call out the crazy so you can be empowered to change Texas and the nation. Overcome the schemes of the left designed to keep Texans paralyzed and silent. Watch or listen to Come and Take It today.
A Texas title company's federal lawsuit has successfully struck down a nationwide real estate reporting rule which had forced title companies to file detailed reports on certain non-finance residential real estate transfers. At issue was a 2024 rule from the U.S. Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. It required title companies to collect and report details pertaining to non-finance transfers of residential property when ownership is transferred to an entity or a trust. Flowers Title Companies, LLC, which is headquartered in Tyler, argued that the reporting requirements have proven to be burdensome and effectively conscripted title companies as government surveillance agents. The East Texas Federal Court found that FinCEN failed to explain or show how non-financed residential real estate transactions are categorically suspicious. The Treasury Department is appealing the decision to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans. You can keep up with the latest news impacting the Lone Star State by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Sidney Henry, Adam Kahn, and Travis Morgan. Our producer is Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State now. Go make it a great day.